She set me and my friend up to get catfished on Discord. Like, that's not even the worst part. On Discord. Hello guys, welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel. Hello guys, it's Dakota. Welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel and a brand new YouTube video. Today is one of my first talking videos. This video I want to have a little bit more of a chit chat with you guys rather than a day in my life or a vlog and blase. We're just gonna talk today. We're gonna talk. So you already seen the title of the video. Today I am going to be talking about my high school experience and any advice that I have for you guys, especially because I go to a black boarding school. I'm the only gay kid here, and at one point I was one of 3. It's just kind of been a lot for me, and I guess I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about this, kind of give you guys some advice on how to navigate this kind of high school experience, and just let you guys know what's tea, because you guys need to know, right? I did make a list on Notion about what I want to talk about because I do tend to get a little sidetracked. So if you see me look at my phone, I'm not reading the script. I'm just, going through. So I'm going to separate this video into 5 sections. The first section being freshman year, second section being sophomore year, third section being junior year, fourth section being senior year, and the last section being what's next. So you guys will hear a little bit about my plans for the future and things of that sort. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. So let's get started with the first thing, freshman year. So where do I even start? Jesus. Freshman year, I didn't start at the school that I'm currently at. I actually started at a public school called Terry High School. That was a time. I kind of grew up in that school system. So in public schools, it's way different than a boarding school. I was angry. I was all of that, but life was life. I did come out band camp. I came out as bi first, canon event, and then I kind of transitioned into I really don't like girls. I think I'm just gay, and that was kind of my thing in 9th grade. Okay, guys, so I'm editing the video. I don't know why I used the word thing because it wasn't my thing. It was just like that was what was the staple of my identity. My 9th grade year at Terry High School, that's what everybody knew me as, the other gay kid. Like there were like 30 gay kids in that school, so I was just another number. That was my identity, the gay kid. Like that's what I mean by that. And when I came here to Piney Woods, I was the only gay kid. So yeah. And 9th grade me, I looked like that. I looked like that. So I may not be the best looking now, but I was definitely chopped. Like chopped cheese. And I had a crush on like every guy I saw, and it was so bad. I think that Christmas was the decision me and my family made to send me to Piney Woods. Completely different. Like here you have students from everywhere. You meet students from California, all the way to South Africa, all the way to Poland, all the way to Brazil. Came second semester of my freshman year. That semester here at Piney Woods was kind of the turning point in my life. Like everything just kind of like became different for me. Like life started to look so much different. Like it was crazy. It was crazy, girl. I think that was one of the low points in my life. I tried to make a couple of friends. Most of them didn't work out. My relationship with my family had a huge strain on it. I hated myself, and I would always hang around the wrong people. I would never do myself any justice by, trying to make sure that I wasn't putting myself first in anything. I would always do everything for everybody else. And this is also the point where I met my best friend, who later turned into my girlfriend, who we went just back to being best friends, who later turned to my girlfriend again. And then we decided to just become best friends. That year was also the year I started to struggle academically and I questioned my academic abilities really bad. In middle school, I was in the gifted program. In elementary school, I was in the gifted program. When I got here, it's just, I felt like everything up until that point, I was stupid. Like I couldn't do anything. I was slow. To rate that year overall, give it a solid 4 out of 10. And it was not good at all, but the next year gets worse. I think sophomore year was the point in my had to be one of the lowest points in my life. Like genuinely the lowest point in my life. Looking at the list, I have down coming back to Piney Woods, I was so angry, never had good friends, struggled this year academically, got bullied the worst, excluded, family life was still bad. I don't see a good thing on that list. Every summer before I came back to Piney Woods, it was like, oh my god, I'm not coming back. I'm gonna go back to public school. Like, I'm just gonna be so happy. And then week before school starts, my mom's like, okay, pack all your stuff. We're getting ready to take you back to Piney Woods. Huh? What? Pardon? I think at one point I literally cried when she told me. I never had good friends at all. I was friends with this one girl, and she set me and my friend up. She set me and my friend up to get catfished on Discord. Like, that's not even the worst part. On Discord. And the guy was a cute Asian guy, and I'm like, okay, I'm going. Like, I'm gonna go. And every time we got on the phone, he would never show his face. And then every time we got on a Discord call, he sounded different. Me and my best friend got catfished. That's. On to the next point. I struggled this. I always have second semester burnout. Second semester burnout is so real. Like when I tell you, like you'll be doing good, like the whole first semester, and you think, oh, when I come back from Christmas break, I'm gonna be on it. Baby, no. First semester, good. Actually, no. First semester was bad too. First semester was bad, but I was still getting that work done. Second semester, crash, boom, explosion. Next point, I got bullied the worst. I remember there was this group of boys. That year was so bad, like on a different level. To the point that sometimes I would go back to my room and literally just lay on my bed and cry. And yeah, that kind of happened. And then my family life was still bad. I know I used to get into it with my mom. And before I get bashed in the comments, old then is not me now. Hold my hand. Give me your hand. Say it with me. Old then is not me now. You still need to hold my hand? I promise you, half of the stuff that I used to do, you'll never catch me doing it again. But yeah, if I were to rate sophomore year, negative 1.5 out of 10. Sophomore year sucked. Genuinely the worst. But yeah, on to the next year. For junior year, the points I have was better year academically, worst year for friends, had a huge strain on my mental health, fell into a depression, started YouTube, cut my hair off, and the most anxiety I've ever had in my life. Summer after sophomore year, I started working at Cane's, and I guess you can say that kind of helped build who I was. Boosted my confidence a little bit more into junior year, and I guess when I came to junior year, I had a fresh new mindset, fresh new attitude. I met new people. I was able to, kind of be a little bit more confident in myself, and I guess that kind of carried over into my academics. I was a little bit stronger last year, more into studying and seeing what I can do to fix that, seeing what I can do to fix this, make sure I have this grade instead of this grade, things like that. So that was the best year for me academically. Worst year for friends, meaning that I fell out with everybody and anybody. I got backstabbed a couple times. My friends ended up leaving me. My best friend graduated. My other best friend got kicked out. And my other best friend, she left me. It was 4 of us, then it became 3, then it became 2 at the end of the year. And then now it's just me. Me here by myself. Me, myself, and I. So then, I started talking to a DL dude. I dated a couple guys, and when I say dated a couple guys, I mean I was in toxic relationships where I was called out my name every day. Don't put yourself in those situations. All of that and the friendships and everything else kind of just brought me to one of the lowest points I've ever been in. And I think second semester junior year, and I like realized like, dang, I'm really depressed. It was so bad to the point where sometimes I wouldn't even get out of bed. I wouldn't clean my room. I would barely want to get up and shower. And I think one thing that I thought would like help was like, okay, let's start YouTube, because I was seeing everybody else doing YouTube, and I'm like, you know, if everybody else can do it, I can too. So I've decided to put my energy somewhere that could kind of be my outlet. Because I was depressed, I cut my hair off. It didn't help. But yeah, junior year, I think I would rate it 4.5 out of 10. That's too low. A 5. A 5. I'll give it a 5. It was a good year for me academically, and it was kind of like a good year for growth. Yeah, on to my last year, which is this year. The points I have down for senior year are the best year mentally and emotionally, dropped YouTube the first half, started doing YouTube, got out of a depression, which happened recently by the way, made wiser choices, worst half, better second half, matured a whole lot, happier and more driven, taking my health a little more seriously. This was definitely a better year emotionally and mentally. Saw myself grow like a whole lot. Like this is the most growth I've seen in me ever in my life. And I don't know if it's because I just turned 18, or if it was because like, you know, I was sick of like me acting like a child all the time, but I just saw so much growth in me, and a lot of people said the same thing. And I think one thing that was wrong with me was I wasn't willing to change. Like I would go forward a couple steps, but I'd step back like 20. And it was like really bad. Like it would happen over and over and over again. I dropped YouTube for the first half of this year and for the summer, as a matter of fact. I was so unfocused. I struggled that whole first semester. I struggled that whole first semester. Started doing YouTube again. And you guys can kind of see where I kind of picked up on YouTube. I kind of picked up towards the end when I finally got out of the depression, and I was like kind of clear out of my depression. And you may be asking, how did you know you were out of your depression? I just felt it, if that makes sense. I felt kind of the transition. I felt myself become a lot more happier, a lot more, okay, what can I do to make myself feel better? What things can I start doing for me that makes me feel better, that makes me want to get out of the bed in the morning, that makes me want to start doing YouTube again, because I love doing YouTube. Like my first video sucked. Baby, when I tell you I watched my YouTube video every time I was eating some noodles, I was like, okay, play. Yes. Like I loved it. I picked up YouTube again, and now it's like, it's something I really want to pursue a lot more. Not as like my main job, but something to still be my creative outlet. So I made wiser choices. I think before I was very impulsive, and now I'm not as impulsive. I'm still impulsive, like slightly. I was just talking to a friend about that today, but I'm not as impulsive as I once was. Like I'll think about a decision before doing it, and those are kind of more the wiser choices I made. I decided to hang around different people. I decided, hey, this situation is making me upset. Let me separate myself. Or I would, you know, be like, if somebody's picking on me about being gay, which still happens, by the way, it just happened today. It just happened today. If somebody's picking on me about being gay, it's more of a, oh, you must like boys on a slick. Worse first half, better second half. First half was just so bad. I'm speaking about this from an academic sense. Academically, first semester was really bad. I think I was failing like 2 classes. But second semester, I was like, okay, you're about to graduate. You're about to go to college. Pick that ball up. Pick it up, run with it. Go make that touchdown. I matured a whole lot. As you can still tell, I have my goofier sides. I have my but I'm able to give advice. I'm able to watch what I say, watch what I do. I'm focused more on what I can do to grow, rather than, oh, this just happened and it's stomping me. And I'm starting to become a lot more mature in my mindset and how I handle my emotions. Those that watch this video and that know who I am on a personal level, they can also tell you the same thing. But yeah, I feel like this year I matured the most, and I can see that growth in myself. When we got to the next topic, things I wish I did or did differently. So for these bullet points, I have made wiser choices, stayed around better people, took my academics more seriously, did more extracurricular activities, stayed true to myself, and actually valuing the life lessons I learned. So with that first choice, I do definitely wish I made wiser decisions. With that being said, do I think everything that happened to me and everything that I did, would I go back and change anything? No. I feel like everything somebody does makes them who they are. And I feel like I wouldn't probably be in this position where I can say I've seen the growth in myself, or oh my God, I'm doing so much better. I wouldn't be able to say that I've accomplished something if I kind of just I made all the right decisions and I wouldn't have learned anything. I do wish I stayed around better people though, because I feel like you are who you hang around. And especially now in these last couple of months, I started talking to a couple of new people on a more day-to-day basis. And I find myself actually enjoying conversations, looking forward to going to lunch to talk to them. I wish I would have done that before, if that makes sense. Took my academics more seriously. I feel like I could have gotten a lot more scholarships. Baby, I have one classmate who, if she gets a 91, she's mad about it. You be like her. Sometimes I'll be looking at her like, girl, you got a 91. All of us have like 20s. You need to be happy. But her getting mad about that 91 is setting her up for success. Baby, she's sitting here looking at this 91 like, well, I got this 91. But mind you, she got a full ride to college. So that advice that I would give would be take your academics seriously. Shoot for that 95 and above, because when you prepare yourself to be placed in positions and to do better and excel in your education, you're going to open up so many more opportunities. And I wasn't able to experience that. And that's something I kind of tell my little brother Elijah. You've seen him in some of the vlogs, but I tell him, like, you're focused on them. You need to be focused about these grades, because when it gets time to do college applications and they're looking at all of this, looking like, okay, he's not taking his academics seriously. You want those scholarships. You want to make above a 25 on the ACT. You want to be able to say, I can go to a 4-year and not have to pay anything. That's what I wish I would have done. I wish I would have had the mindset of, this 91 is pissing me off. I need to make sure I get a 95 on the next one. What can I do to change this? And she will argue about that 95. And girl, if you're watching this, queen, I want to be like you when I grow up. I did more extracurricular activities. We don't really have that many at my school, but I do wish I probably participated in doing basketball, running track, or doing something more and stepping outside of my comfort zone, because I feel like, one, that's a lot good stuff to have on your college recommendations, but also it would have just made things a lot more better for me, because I would have kind of this versatile, I'm a jack of all trades kind of guy. And I love people who are jacks of all trades, because it's like, you can brag about being able to do this and do that. Like, and when you brag about it, I'm not sitting here hating on your shine, because yeah, you know how to sew, you know how to draw, you know how to write, you know how to sing, you know how to dance, you know how to act, you know how to shoot a basketball and kick a soccer ball in the goal at the same time. You ate that. Like, you can't even lie and say that they not eating. They ate you up. The next point is, I wish I stayed true to myself, because I know a lot of the times I would change myself to fit around certain people. And every time I found myself changing who I am just to hang around somebody, I found myself unhappy, unmotivated, and in situations where I would find the real me slipping out, and then now it's an argument. Now I'm having to tell you off because you said I'm doing too much. I wish I actually started valuing the life lessons I learned. I say that because I noticed in these last couple of months that I've been taking so much stuff for granted. We have a farm on our campus, and I think I was working on the farm during spring break, and I'm thinking, like, I actually love working on this farm. Like, I'm going to miss this when I graduate. I should have hung around these people a little bit more. I should have valued the hard work and dedication that they were trying to instill in me, and actually do that. Because, it's going to get to a certain point where nobody's going to be there to teach you these lessons anymore. They're going to be thrown at you. But especially as I grow older, I'm not going to have somebody to hold my hand and tell me, this is what you're supposed to do, this is how you're supposed to do it. Those situations, those lessons that I'm going to have to learn, I'm going to have to learn them all over again because I didn't pay attention when somebody was trying to teach me it before. So yeah, and with that being said, and all this future talk, I want to talk about what's next for me. So for those that don't know, because I haven't said it on the channel yet, but I am going to Hines Community College in Utica in the fall. I plan on completing my associates there, then going to San Diego State University. This is the plan. This isn't what's happening, but this is the plan. San Diego State University to double major in mass communications and marketing with the minor in Japanese language. And yeah, that's what I plan on doing. I plan on doing a lot more YouTube, giving you guys a lot more content. This summer, I'm definitely going to be working. I'm going to be stacking that bread. You know what I said? And I want to definitely prioritize my health a little bit more, including mental, emotional, physical, all of the sorts. I want to kind of take my health a little bit better and just kind of set aside time to just, be me, do me. And yeah, I'm glad we had this talk. And with that being said, make sure you like and subscribe. If you love this video, you love my other videos. Probably not my first couple of videos, but you'll definitely love some videos. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I love you guys. Have a wonderful, God bless day. And thank you for joining me on Dakota's Digital Diaries.